Do you struggle to say no at work, even when you're completely overwhelmed and running on empty?
Setting boundaries at work is not selfish, it's a professional skill. But in English, knowing how to do it without seeming difficult or uncommitted is a real challenge.
Today we'll give you the exact phrases to protect your time and well-being while keeping your professional relationships intact.
Welcome to English in Context, episode 54. I'm Sarah, and I'm here with William. Today's episode is all about work-life balance, a topic that's become increasingly central to conversations about well-being and career sustainability.
The challenge for many non-native speakers is that the language of boundaries can sound very blunt or even rude if you get the tone wrong. We'll show you how to be assertive without being aggressive.
We'll follow two conversations, one where an employee, Nina, talks to her manager about being overloaded, and another where she sets a boundary with a colleague who keeps sending messages after hours.
Both conversations are realistic and nuanced, the kind you'd actually have in a professional environment, not a textbook.
Nina has requested a one-to-one with her manager, David.
David, come in. Nina, what's on your mind?
Nina, thanks for making the time, David. I wanted to have an honest conversation about my current workload because I'm finding it increasingly difficult to deliver everything to the standard I want.
David, I appreciate you flagging this. Can you give me a sense of where the pressure is coming from?
Nina, it's a combination of things. Since Maria went on maternity leave, I've been covering a lot of her responsibilities on top of my own. I'm regularly working past 7 p.m., and I've started to feel the early signs of burnout.
David, that's not something I want to ignore. What would help most? Is it a capacity issue, a prioritization issue, or both?
Nina, honestly, both. I'd appreciate it if we could sit down together and go through my task list so you can help me identify what to deprioritize or delegate. I don't want to drop the ball on anything, but I need some breathing room.
David, absolutely. Let's block out an hour this week to go through your priorities together. In the meantime, I'll speak to the team about redistributing some of the coverage tasks.
Nina, that would make a real difference. I also want to be transparent. If nothing changes, I don't think I'll be able to sustain this pace in the long term.
David, I hear you, and I take that seriously. Let's make sure this is resolved before it becomes a bigger problem.
Let's break down the key expressions. Drop the ball is an idiom meaning to fail at something you were responsible for, usually by forgetting or neglecting it. I can't drop the ball on the client presentation. It implies there are consequences to the failure.
Breathing room. This means enough space, time, or flexibility to manage without feeling pressured. I just need a bit of breathing room to catch up. It's a very natural way to say you're overwhelmed and need relief.
Early signs of burnout. Burnout is a state of chronic stress and exhaustion from work. The early signs might include fatigue, reduced concentration, and feeling emotionally drained. Saying early signs is strategic. It shows self-awareness before things become critical.
Sustain this pace. To sustain means to maintain something over time. I can't sustain this pace means you cannot keep working at this speed without it damaging your health or performance. It's a calm but serious statement.
Block out. This phrasal verb means to reserve a period of time in your calendar. I've blocked out 2 hours for the review. It implies intention and planning. You block out time the way you block access to protect it.
Now let's hear Nina address a different situation. A colleague, James, who keeps messaging her on weekends.
Nina, hey James, do you have a minute? I wanted to have a quick chat about something.
James, of course. What's up?
Nina, I've noticed I've been getting quite a few messages from you on Saturday and Sunday evenings. I completely understand that you sometimes work at the weekend, and that's entirely up to you, but I've made a conscious decision to disconnect outside of office hours.
James, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting you to reply immediately. I just send messages when they come to mind so I don't forget.
Nina, I get that, and I appreciate you saying so. What I'd suggest is using the schedule send feature so the message arrives on Monday morning. That way your thoughts are captured without it landing in my weekend.
James, that's actually a great idea. I hadn't thought of that. I'll do that from now on.
Nina, I really appreciate your understanding. It's not personal. It's just something I need to put in place to be at my best during the week.
James, no, completely understood. I'll be more mindful about it going forward. Let's look at that second conversation. Made a conscious decision. The word conscious here means deliberate and intentional. Nina didn't just stop checking messages, she actively chose to. This signals that it's a considered position, not laziness.
Disconnect outside of office hours. Disconnect here is a metaphor. Just as you disconnect a plug from power, you disconnect from work. It's a widely used phrase in well-being conversations and is now seen as a healthy and professional boundary.
Landing in my weekend. This is a creative and vivid way of expressing that work messages intrude on personal time. Landing suggests something arriving unexpectedly or uninvited. It's natural and slightly informal, which suits the colleague-to-colleague context.
Put in place. This phrasal verb means to establish or implement something. We need to put better systems in place. It's commonly used when talking about policies, rules, or personal practices.
More mindful about it. Mindful means aware and considerate. James promised to be more mindful of Nina's boundaries going forward. It's a mature, thoughtful response, and a great phrase to use when you acknowledge a boundary someone has set.
Here are some of today's most powerful phrases, spoken slowly so you can really absorb them.
I don't want to drop the ball on anything, but I need some breathing room.
I don't think I'll be able to sustain this pace in the long term.
I've made a conscious decision to disconnect outside of office hours.
It's just something I need to put in place to be at my best during the week.
Quiz time. Question 1. What does it mean to drop the ball at work? A. Accidentally knock something over. B. Fail to fulfill a responsibility. C. Quit your job unexpectedly. D. Miss a sports event.
Answer B. Drop the ball means to fail or make a mistake by not following through on something you were responsible for.
Question 2. Why did Nina suggest James use the schedule send feature? A. To make sure she received messages faster. B. To allow him to send messages when he thinks of them but have them arrive during work hours. C. Because her phone didn't support incoming messages on weekends. D. To organize messages by topic.
The answer is B. Schedule send is a practical, solution-focused suggestion. It respects both James' working style and Nina's boundaries, a win-win.
Question 3. When Nina said she was experiencing the early signs of burnout, what was she communicating? A. She had already burned out and needed medical leave. B. She was beginning to show warning signs of extreme exhaustion from overwork. C. She was thinking of leaving the company. D. She wanted a promotion to reduce her workload.
Correct B. She was communicating a warning. Things aren't critical yet, but they will be if nothing changes. It's a strategic and measured way to make her manager take the situation seriously.
That's episode 54 complete. Setting boundaries in English is a real skill, and the good news is that once you have the right phrases, it gets much easier and much less scary.
Remember, protecting your well-being is not a weakness. It's what allows you to do your best work consistently over time.
Next episode, we'll be networking at a professional event, how to introduce yourself, keep the conversation going, and leave a lasting impression. See you then.